Hey, I had a fever yesterday because of the vaccine.
Take care.
Thanks, Athena. That's sweet. That that's really sweet. Thanks. Anyways, I'm feeling way better now. Hey, new shirt, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite animes, and today I'm going to do an anime review on Kakushigoto, my dad's secret ambition. Kakushigoto is an anime series based on the manga written by Kumeta Koji, and it is animated under the studio's Asia Do, and it is released last year, which is 2020, and it's been 1 year, but now here I am talking about this anime. First of all, Kakushigoto is the name of the main character played by the one and only Kamiya Hiroshi, but also it is a triple entendre because at the same time it means secret, but also at the same time it means drawing for a living. So that's really cool. But essentially, Kakushigoto is about a guy whose name is Goto Kakushi. Goto Kakushi. He is a manga artist who draws comedy mangas, sexual comedy mangas full of dirty jokes. He is raising a daughter as a single father, and the daughter is called Hime. And he's trying to hide his real job from his daughter because he doesn't want his daughter to find out. And that is basically the anime. It is a comedy slice of life anime. It is only 12 episodes long. And first of all, I must say that the real reason, the biggest reason why I decided to watch this anime is because the main actors for this anime are Kamiya Hiroshi and Takahashi Rie. That is an awesome combination. First of all, Kamiya Hiroshi is easily one of the most talented voice actors working in the anime industry in this day and age. He plays Araragi in the Monogatari series, and he also plays Levi in Attack on Titan. And then we have Takahashi Rie, who is also extremely talented, awesome person. She plays Megumin in Konosuba and also Emilia in ReZero, and together they're starring in a wholesome slice of life anime, and just seeing them work together is so much fun, especially seeing the vocal dynamic range of Kamiya Hiroshi. It's just very impressive. So as far as the voice acting goes, this anime is fantastic. And then we have the openings and endings of the animes. First of all, we have the opening, which is essentially a passionate rock song over some really cliche shots, like the father and the daughter holding hands, walking towards each other, happy photos, and all that. And usually, when animes have openings like that, I hate it. But since this is indeed an emotional and kind of a wholesome, almost personal anime, I feel like I'm just gonna let it slide because the tone of the opening song fits the feel of the series really well. So I'm just gonna let it slide. And I actually really like the ending. The song sounds like some 1970s British prog rock pop song, and at the same time a passionate rock song. It's just really fun and happy song that just oozes with bliss and optimism and hope, and it's very beautiful. I really like that. Anyways, we have the anime itself, where essentially the first 11 episodes, or actually the whole thing, is basically structured like a comedy series where every single episode is about a different thing and they don't necessarily relate to one another. It just feels like every episode is a standalone self. And sometimes the episode would be split into two parts where the first half of the episode is about one thing and the second half is about another thing. It's kind of like the structure of Kaguya-sama Love is War, where essentially it's just like a collection of comedy skits, and that's basically it. And I'm not a huge fan of structure like this. I really like it when episodes connect with one another. And there are exceptions, of course, like Kaguya Season 2, which I really love, even though a lot of the skits, a lot of the episodes are kind of standalone, not really related to each other. But I still like it overall. And for this anime, I think, yeah, while I would really love it if the episodes have more of a connection with one another, and I would love it if it flows together, but there are still a lot of funny moments, a lot of jokes that land, and equally there are lots of hits, but there are also quite a number of misses. There isn't a single episode in this anime that really disappoint me or anything, but there are just certain episodes, certain jokes that just don't land. Maybe it's because it's just not that funny. Maybe it's because it's just not that memorable or relatable, but some of the jokes just don't land. Also, the first 3 episodes of the anime feel really fast paced and kind of slow paced at the same time, in that not much happens, yet a lot happens. Not much happens because the story doesn't move that fast in terms of ideas, in terms of progression. But at the same time, all the characters, they say many things, and they they speak really fast, and we get all these flashing graphics. You have to be really paying attention to the anime, because if you look away from one for 1 second, you're gonna miss a lot. So it feels really slow paced and really fast paced. But there are also a lot of memorable moments. We have the autograph signing episode where Kakushigoto felt disappointed because he thought nobody would show up to his autograph signing event. Turns out people did show up, and it really regained his self-esteem, which is a really wholesome episode. The party episode was hilarious. The haunted onsen inn episode was also very memorable. Definitely one of the highlights of the season. If there's one huge gripe I have with the first 11 episodes, is that at the end of almost every single episode, we're going to have this very emotional piano playing in the background, and essentially we're going to have a flash forward where Hime is now 18 years old and not 10 years old anymore. She's 18 now, and apparently something big has happened, and she essentially found messages left by her dad for her, and it's supposed to be this really emotional and touching thing. And I like that the story is trying to get emotional, but when we are given little to no context whatsoever and you're trying to force this emotional feeling to us, it just feels kind of spoon-fed and almost kind of awkward. I don't like it when the story isn't emotional yet the show tries to make it seem emotional with emotional music and emotional shots, like all these dramatic close-ups and insert shots, and it just feels awkward instead, especially whenever this emotional piano plays at the end of every single episode, and it's like, oh, not this piano again, not this again. But still, episode 12 is essentially about that flash forward. We finally learn what happened in the future on episode 12. And yes, the first 11 episodes and episode 12 feel really different. It's almost like the genre just changed. But to my surprise, it doesn't feel as different as I thought it would be, because there are still moments of comedy and wholesomeness on episode 12 that I really like, but there is certainly an emotional, tragic edge to it. And yeah, it's a pretty strange change of pace, but I guess it's also a pretty satisfying and beautiful ending. There are a few moments that's really tear-jerking and really, really heartwarming, and I really like that. And it's a pretty memorable ending to the season. And I should say the series, because I doubt there is going to be a season 2, but yeah, it's a pretty memorable ending overall. Overall, I think Kakushigoto is not a bad anime at all. I think it has stellar voice acting performances, and the animation is fine, to be honest. It's not all that great. Not all that bad. It's just fine. I think the story itself definitely isn't as good as I thought it would be. It's a lot of comedy that sometimes hits, sometimes misses, but it all ties together pretty emotionally at the end, which is really nice and memorable. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm giving Kakushigoto, My Dad's Secret Ambition, a strong 7 out of 10. So, have you watched this anime from 1 to 10, which is rated? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. I am currently watching Jujutsu Kaisen, so I'm going to be reviewing that really quickly. Also, I'll be starting to watch Nisei Monogatari tomorrow, so there is that.